Hello, I'm Leontia Flynn. I write poetry and I'm standing on Waring Street outside the Merchant Hotel, and there's a literary connection with this street. Jonathan Swift was in love with a Jane Waring, whose father, I think, gives this street its name. So this is a part of town I actually like. It would have been completely unfamiliar to me visiting Belfast as a child, and when I moved here I was friends with people from art college in general, so I tended to come up to their stamping ground and bars around here rather than further south. This is part of the Cathedral Quarter, and my first book of poetry these days was launched as part of the third or fourth, I think, Cathedral Quarter Arts Festival just over the road in White's Tavern, and my name was spelt wrongly on the blackboard advertising the event. Historically, Waring Street and Skipper Street would have been at the heart of Belfast, and more recently this part of town has reinvented itself and is central to nightlife with venues and restaurants, bars and clubs. Belfast is obviously famous for its writers, most of whom were born here or around Northern Ireland. But the first poet I ever read who made me want to write poetry was Philip Larkin, who is more associated with Hull, England. So I was delighted to discover later that he had spent time in Belfast and was a librarian at Queen's University, and indeed wrote most of the poems, or many of the poems, that I like the most in Belfast. So as I mentioned, my name is spelt wrongly at the launch of my own book, and I very pointedly read this poem based on the habitual misspelling of my name, The Amazing Disappearing. The amazing disappearing. A morning routine, anaesthetic as passing your finger through a candle, if you can just do it quickly enough. Socks, shoes, a hasty exit. Mister to the mail arriving, misdirected and misspelt. Hey to the winos, cooling their heels by the shop fronts and traffic lights, and even a lady to the parent warning her headlong, crashing child, watch out for that.